Right here I'm sitting with Jens and Niels from the LEGO Star Wars design team. So good to see you again.
Good to see you.
And meet you.
Thank you, likewise.
I'm sorry that I shaved myself, so I'm actually not in the row here.
Not be a member of the Star Wars team, you have to grow a big beard. That's rule number 1.
Maybe I can come back next year and we try again then.
Try.
Okay. But wait, we can talk a little bit about LEGO Star Wars. This here is a Star Destroyer, which is fun. We see a figure which, spoiler alert, is maybe not around in the last film. Have you been surprised when you actually saw the movie that there are so many changes right now going on?
Well, yeah, we get an update on the movie very early, by the way, and I think in general, what they tell us what we need for developing the products, but they are not telling us everything. So there are surprises. We also didn't know the end of episode 8. So, but it is super exciting. So, and by the way, I can just a little information. Next week I'm going to meet J.J. Abrams and hear him telling the story of episode 9. So that's going to be quite exciting as well.
Is there maybe a place free in the plane?
You have to grow a beard? No.
Okay, so this is great. Will you join, Jens?
No, I won't be going. Sorry.
Okay, but we have few. But I mean, this is really great. You meet J.J. Abrams. Best wishes. I love him. I'm not a big fan of the Star Trek reboot, but then I saw The Force Awakens, and now we're big friends. I mean, this was an awesome movie. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I totally agree. It's a really nice reboot of the Star Wars universe, and something new but still so familiar. So yes. So
we can talk a little bit about the sets we've seen here. I've been in New York City, and don't met J.J. Abrams, but it was fine anyway. And I saw the award range of sets, and BB-8 was really a big success for LEGO, and it was the toy of the year. So a big success for this little droid. Are you happy about that? And what is so special about BB-8 here, the brick version of it?
Well, I think, first of all, we were super happy. Actually, LEGO Star Wars, LEGO took 3 awards, and 2 of them to LEGO Star Wars, so that was awesome. I think with BB-8, the thing about it is that is special. It's you can clearly see it's brick built. You can clearly see it's a brick. A LEGO product. I remember when we had to design it. The first thing we were talking about is, should we make something that can roll? No. I don't think that, or we wouldn't think that anybody would expect that. And then instead, I think the designer Kurt, he made an awesome job by including the functions and features that are in the product as it is. But yeah, I have to say, we kind of had an idea this would be something that would be appreciated, but it's by far exceeded the positive feedback has by far exceeded our expectations. So it's fantastic.
And the good thing is, it is in the same scale like the R2-D2. So many people would like to buy this set now. So maybe is there kind of a re-release of this iconic UCS set so that you can join those guys together?
Perhaps not.
Once in a lifetime, I try a future question to every designer. Now we're done. But I think this is a lovely set, of course. And there was a little tiny set standing there in New York City too. BB-8 and then this Millennium Falcon. Nobody's really this little tiny set, which is really great. But Matthias built it for our website, Zusammengebaut. I saw it in person. So much play features, so much is going on there. But there's one thing many people are kind of frustrated in the first place, that they weren't able to buy it. So if you're going to release a new UCS set, maybe there are going to be more copies in the first place.
Well, it's always hard to predict, and this by far it has also exceeded expectations. So I think the only thing I can say is it's about being patient. So we're doing everything we can. Absolutely. So that's just how it is. So,
in which involvement of any sets have you been part of? So, of any Star Wars sets in the last years, maybe we know of.
Yeah. Well, the Battle on Crate is my latest set from the newest movie, and then I did the redesigned UCS Death Star. And Ray Speeder, to mention a few.
Ray Speeder, I love it. It's a great model. I have it at home. It's the right scale, great shape, awesome colors. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a really nice model to do, actually, because there was I really worked a lot with including as many features into this like rather small model, so it developed a lot. I have like I think 30 prototypes of it that more or less shows the entire process, and really to figure out how to. One thing was building the shape of the vehicle, but then at some point I realized, well, the front at that point was just like a big, pun intended, brick. Of lost space. So that was where we started working on opening up that space with the hatches, and then later on came the engine that actually works as a lever to open these hatches. So I really tried to put a lot of playability into this small model.
And what is it like when you have a super idea? You think, this is the success, this is awesome, and you show it to your boss and he tells you, no, it's too big. What is it like?
Well, it's... I guess it can be frustrating, but it's kind of it's part of the job. It is, and there is you often have to scale a model or change something. Also, as Jens mentioned, we test a lot. And we test a lot with kids, and there we often also see that something that I might have built in a function that I think is fantastic, but if the kids can't work with it because of the way they hold the model or play with the model, or just in general because their hands are smaller than mine, well, then it's not a good function. So there we often have to compromise. So there is a lot of compromises in our design task, because it's the end product is a compromise of many different things, of the design and of a good building experience through the building instruction, and that we also have a stable model, and it should look good and it should be safe to play with. So there you have to sacrifice, but it's all in the end to make a better product.
So I'd like to know a little bit about your job. I mean, You're sitting on a big desk, I think. You have a big room, and you get in, and you see him sitting there in a big chair, and you show him, this is...
I have a throne.
Yes, of course you have. And what is it like? I mean, then comes in and put the model there, and what do you think? And what is your reaction then?
Well, I have to say, first of all, it's not that long ago since I stopped building myself. That's a little bit of now it's a huge team, and it was a little bit tough in the beginning, but I have to say that just, being able to see the results through the fantastic design team, that is absolutely a pleasure for me. And I guess I try and I interfere quite a lot with design, and as Niels said, in the end, the target for all of us is simply to bring out the best products, and that's where I'm also trying to do my best to really ensure we're doing something that makes fans happy, make the children happy, and make everybody happy, basically. So that's my role in it, or my most important role in this
whole process. When I look at this set, I mean, there are great play features here. You can open it, you see the walk here. This is great. But I was wondering, I see many images of people, like adult fans of people of Lego, who put all these things behind glass and in any nice, like before the couch and stuff like that. When you see this, I mean, come on, we put so much things inside, and they just show the model. How does it feel?
I think it depends on what kind of model it is. We have the UCS models, the Ultimate Collector Series, the huge models targeted more adult collectors. Fine, they put them behind glass and so on. But I have to say, models like this, they are definitely developed for playing. And we also try, and we try and stimulate also to the children to when they're played with the Star Destroyer and want something new, take it apart, rebuild it and so on. That's like with any other Lego product line. That's really what we want to stimulate the kids or the children to do. So no difference there.
It's a good thing. Every time I visit an exhibition, I mean, there are at least 4 or 5 awesome Star Wars layouts. How does it feel as a Lego designer when you see there's a model with like 50,000 bricks and so big? What do you think then? I mean, you could do this, but not for sale, you know?
I'm typically blown away. I saw this last year in Skærbæk. There was this huge, fantastic Battle on Scarif diorama, and it was just mind blowing. And I really find it interesting to see both these scenarios, but also just in general what the fans come up with, because their approach to working with Lego is different than mine. So I find a lot of inspiration in that, and I guess you can say, find inspiration and take whatever I can. I see new ways to build with the elements, and some of them I can use and some I can't. But I'm always blown away by these really great shows. Absolutely.
The most thing about those interviews are to talk about the future. So I would like to ask you something, and I think there won't be any answer, but we're going to see those eyes and reaction. What do you think of an 8080 UCS set?
Sounds like an interesting idea. Wow, that's a good idea. What do you think, Niels? We didn't think about. No, of course, that's interesting. And I have to say, of course, we cannot say anything, but well, the only thing I can say is we're going to continue. You'll see more big Lego Star Wars sets in the future, that's for sure. But we can't go into any details, of course.
Of course we can. But maybe you can answer this question. We've seen 2 UCS sets in the last years. Always 2. The same in this year?
I can't even comment on that, but you'll have to wait and see. But I can only say we know how appreciated most of our models are from that line, so it'll definitely continue. So that's the only thing I can say.
Okay, no chance here. We'll try there. What do you think in person, as a Lego fan, of a release of an UCS Super Star Destroyer?
Well, I have one, so.
Oh my goodness! All right, okay. I think this is fun. So we're going to see new sets here in the future, and I would like to ask one last question here, because we all have seen the movie, and there's a lot of discussion going on. I personally think The Last Jedi has been an awesome movie. I was sitting there twice in the cinema. I was entertained. It was a really great movie. A few things I didn't expect. Nice. It was about fun. It was about really fun fantasy science fiction movie. It was awesome, in my opinion. But there are many things out there. No, it's not good. We're missing. And what do you think in person when you've seen the whole movie on screen in the cinema? What do you think?
I think I was extremely happy when I saw it. Also, as I told you, I kind of knew the storyline, or we knew the storyline. So it's always exciting to see, okay, does it really live up to your expectations? And I have to say, personally, I think it did. And also, the thing you're talking about, I think the humor in it was, and that's something, you know, we're also trying always to put to Lego Star Wars. Humor is an important part, and that it worked really well in the movie. It was perfect. It was not too much. It was not too little. It was just, how do you say, really, really well done, I think.
Do you share his opinion?
Absolutely, I agree. I really enjoyed the movie. What I really appreciated was that they dared to do something new. They dared to take some risks with this movie. And I guess you can say that some stuff worked better than others, but just the fact that they dared to do new stuff instead of just using what we already know works, I really appreciated that. So there were some things in that movie I really hadn't seen coming, but I truly enjoyed it. Absolutely.
So, and I have 2 Last Jedis here for you. It's our minifigures. So a lot of superpower here. One for you and one for you. It was so much fun to talk with you about this whole line. I think Lego Star Wars is still out there and it's so much fun. And we're looking forward to new great sets in the future.
So are we.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Have a great day. Bye.